Welcome to my designer class. My name is Mercy and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. In today's class, I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful Christmas card. I used the Still Night stamp set from Stampin' Up! What I was most excited about was how beautiful this owl turned out with heat embossing with the silver embossing powder. So I will show you how I did that. Okay, bringing in a little scrap of paper, run your embossing buddy over it. I'm sure most of you have done this before. Nothing too revolutionary about that. Okay, so I will go ahead and just stamp with my Versamark. Okay, close that up and bring in my embossing powder. I have a paper here that I just keep just so I don't spill over my work surface. This stuff is a little bit messy, so you definitely want to do something to protect your surface. And if you get a little bit on the edges, it really won't matter if it's far away, but if it's a little bit close and you're concerned, just use a paintbrush and you can brush it aside. So I will go ahead and start heating my heat gun. And I apologize about the sound. It can't be helped. And I will show you just how gorgeous this looks when it comes up. This beautiful owl. I love this set. I think it makes a beautiful fall cards, and it also makes a beautiful Christmas card as well. So try not to shake here. There's no need to shake it and twirl it. Just go ahead. I don't know, I want to try to show this more than and it's very hot, but I do have my tweezers here. I'm looking at them, but I didn't get this started, but I'll manage. But isn't that just gorgeous? So turning my heat gun off, I'll set that aside. And I just thought that was just so stunning and really makes this card just really pop. So I'll show you how I made the rest of the card. I do have some instructions here that I'll show you. And I will go ahead and bring in my base. So this is with gray granite, and I use this beautiful DSP, the Noel, Joyous Noel, and I put this at the top. And I also have this Swirls and Curls embossing folder that I went ahead and embossed with the Merlot. Now, this is a very popular technique right now, which is to bring in your shimmer paint, and this one is the bright copper. So shake it up really well. I like to be able to stamp off if I get a little too much. If you have it just, if it's too thick, it really doesn't come out too well. So, ooh, and don't slip like that, okay? That is not part of the instructions. All right, so you just get up on the curls and the swirls and you just try to skim it, and you can get this beautiful addition to your cardstock that really makes it pop. So I won't do the whole page because it would take a while. I will just show you the basic technique and idea. And I like to stamp off on a little bit of the scrap of the vellum paper that I keep. So you just pop this in here, stamp it there, and you can just finish it. Go ahead, use the Dauber as intended. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how I did that part. I will set this aside. I like using these, reusing, I think this is, yeah, from applesauce, and just put all of my supplies in there so it keeps it together. So I will go ahead and bring the rest of my elements in. I have the branch, and to start off though, I will go ahead and adhere this gorgeous DSP. I will bring in my wet glue, and everything will come together really quickly. This is going to be a very quick tutorial. I'm getting very excited about the holidays and using all these beautiful stamp sets that Stampin' Up! Has for this holiday season. This is the gray granite cardstock, and having the wet glue allows me to just maneuver a little bit till I'm happy. and I'm happy, so I will leave it alone. I did put some tear and tape on here. I kind of feel like it's a little better option than the wet glue. I guess my worry is that if I use the wet glue, maybe it would get pushed down a little, the embossing part. I don't know. It probably wouldn't be a problem, but just to be on the safe side, I do like using it. I like to try to make sure I get this lined up as best as I can. And there we go. Isn't that just beautiful with the copper on there? I just think that really sets it off. Okay, so I'll go ahead and take the backing off of this. I love, love, love adding the tape, adhesive backing. It just makes life so much simpler if you can do that. So I definitely highly recommend that. I'm gonna just set this down as lightly as I can so that I can arrange it in adjacent to the sentiment, etc. So here's our sentiment. I've gone ahead and stamped it and I've die cut it. So I just need to take these backings off. I think it's good to go ahead and add this at this point. However, I did sponge my original one, so I kind of forgot that for a second. So I'll quickly bring in my gray granite. It can still be done. It's of course a little better to wait to take your dimensionals off, but just pretend I didn't do that. And I love sponging the edges of labels. I think it just adds more of a distressed look, and it's very cool. And this gray granite is really a pretty color. It's a new one for me. I had not ordered it until, probably a couple weeks ago. So it is all brand new for me. Of course, it is new for this year, but okay. So I think I want to, things are popping around now. Okay, so I want to tie in the sentiment and this branch, and that's going to be a little bit of a trick, but it's not too bad. So I want it to kind of look like it's coming out of it, if you will. So I will go ahead, try to make things straight. And it's a little bit hard to do this on camera. It's not at all hard in person. Okay, so I'm satisfied with that. I think that looks cool. I do need to put some dimensionals on. I forgot to do that earlier. Let's see, I've got a couple here. I'm running out on this sheet, so I will find my other sheet, bring that in. And I'm kind of running out here too, but oh well. All right, so just taking off these dimensionals real quick. And I still need to push down my branch, but you can see it's in position really well. All right, so I'm going to line this up as best I can the way I want it. And I want him to look kind of centered and straight and like he's on that branch. I, for some reason, think of owls as being masculine. I don't know why, but it could be feminine too, I suppose. All right, so setting that aside, I will just finish the card by adding a few of the basic rhinestones. Let me get my little pokey tool, and you can just see what an easy, fun card this is. I plan to have this at my class in November, and also I have another one that I'm doing more of like just a fall one from the stamp set. So there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you'd like to order any of the products, please email me at mewants3@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to assist you with ordering. Thank you so much for watching, and happy stamping.